Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Last week at the Her Empire Builder conference, I spoke about the 7 psychological stages that someone goes through when they're making an investment decision. And I spoke about the sticky parts, the parts where people get the most stuck that either turns them to a no or turns them to be stuck in confusion and not moving forward towards saying yes. So really what I would love for you to explore today when it comes to your funnel, your sales funnel, usually it is this part that I get stuck in, the emotional resistance side of things. And one of the things that it causes this is when we're not addressing the emotional concerns that someone has in your sales funnel. So what if it's not the right fit for me? What if it doesn't work? What if it's never worked? How do I know that I can trust this person? Like all of the things that runs through someone's mind that causes them to hesitate to purchase your offer is something that you need to address. You need to know your ideal client intimately so then you know what their objections would be. So you're overcoming their objections within your content, within your emails, within your sales page, within the conversations that you're having. Without doing this, you're causing people to stay stuck in that emotional resistance and they're never going to move beyond that. Now, when it comes to the practicalities of your sales funnel, this part sits within the nurture phase. So if we're not nurturing them in the middle of the funnel before they're at the consideration stage of determining whether they want to say yes or no, then we're actually going to stay in emotional resistance at that point. When we're presented with an offer to say yes or no to, or when we're being caused to make a decision by a certain time, right? If you're using urgency or pressure or scarcity in order for someone to buy, they're not going to move beyond that emotional resistance if the nurture phase hasn't been supported. So what I mean by that is in the middle, right? So we've come through awareness. People are aware of the solution that you offer. They are interested in that solution and they're having the problems that you help them solve. They're stuck in the middle before they then get to the consideration phase of should I say yes or no? Because if we haven't nurtured them in that middle phase, by building relationships, by adding value, by serving them in some way, they will get stuck in the emotional resistance. So practically, this might look like they may have seen some of your stuff on socials. They feel connected to you in some way, shape or form on social media. Maybe you've become a little bit more of a go-to person when it comes to checking out what you're doing next, and they're invested in your journey and they're invested in who you are as a person. But if you haven't added value to the point where they've had a win from you, where they've actually gained a practical piece of information that they've been able to then implement into their business or their life that's created an actual impact, then they're still going to sit in emotional resistance. So this is obviously where our lead magnets come in. This is where other forms of nurture content come into play, where it's long form content. It's not just a piece of content on social media. It's when we're going beyond that. It's where we're developing trust and reliability. It's where we become the go-to person in the industry where people are like, I trust your opinion. I trust you because of the value that I've gained from you in the past. So if people are getting stuck in this middle part of your funnel, what I would suggest to you is you start to really uncover what are the biggest mindset blocks that people have when it comes to investing in your offer. And how can I move them through that emotional resistance with a piece of valuable content, with something that of value where they're like, wow, this is incredible. I loved this. This was so good. And if this was free, I wonder what else you have that I can then pay for and get even more value from you. So we go beyond it, right? So it might be like creating a longer form video. It might be creating a longer form intentional piece of content on your podcast. It may be creating a challenge. It may be creating a resource, a template, something that makes them go, wow, this was amazing. And I want you to know that so much has changed over the course of online business for the last couple of years. And people have had this shift in consumer behavior where if we're not addressing those concerns, they're going to other people who are addressing them. And we're going to the people that have put in the yards, that have actually gone to the extent of creating valuable stuff in order for people to get value from them. So then it's a no-brainer when it comes to a paid offer. So this is where I would start to get a little bit more strategic, right? You need to get really clear on that customer journey and you need to start diving deeper into how you can solve that problem for free now. And don't hesitate when it comes to giving more of the stuff that you do in the paid versions of what it is that you offer. Because if you're holding out for people to pay you before you give them the good stuff, you're missing out on so many incredible clients that would want to work with you. They need that support to move through the emotional resistance before they're ready to buy. So give it to them. Give it to them, give it to them, give it to them. And so this is why I always love to share the best stuff on my podcast, right? Like I don't want to hold out from you. And this is also why I run my free challenges. It's why I run my free masterclasses, because I want you to get the support that you need and see what it's like to work with a coach. I want you to see the strategies that you can put in place to your business so then you can make money, because I want you to win. I want you to win. So I've got a new challenge coming up in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep an eye on my social media and my emails, because it's coming and it'll be in the middle of July. So keep an eye out for that. More information to come. All right, lovely. Have an incredible day.